Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you catch this video. Just a quick reminder, the book, But Hey, What Do I Know, is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or you can get an autographed copy directly from me if you just send me an email and your contact information, and we can communicate on doing that exchange at myronjones@gmail.com. That's MYRANJONES at gmail.com, or you can leave me a voice message at 866-609-7678. Again, that number is 866-609-7678. And so far, I know people have bought the book from me directly. I just sent out several copies not too long ago. Everybody that bought it off Amazon and Barnes & Noble did not review it, but so far on Amazon, there are a few reviews and everybody's giving it 5 stars. And I ask people when they get it off Amazon, please be honest in your review. Don't give me a review just because you know me or you bought the book or whatever, just because. I want honest reviews, and so far everybody's giving it great reviews and 5 stars, so I appreciate that. But today I just want to talk about a little bit of our mindset. We have to change our mindset from being employees. We get upset with other cultures because they leave their kids a business, but that's what we're supposed to do. There's no separate set of success principles for us. Yeah, we might have to work a little harder because we're still dealing with people that have prejudices and isms and biases and things like that. But as Booker T. Washington said, do something better and people will be the path to your door. Now, some of us might be starting behind zero. That happens a lot when we go to college. I'm talking about financial zero. But if we work the principles will work. We cannot say the deck is stacked against us because too many people of color have actually made it. I personally think the school teachers who really care are awesome. I mean, my sister is one, I probably wouldn't want to be in her class because I would think she's a mean teacher, but she does it with a compassion that I haven't seen in a long time. But each one of us can point to some teacher that gave us inspiration or made us believe we could accomplish anything. I mean, right today, I still talk regularly with my woodshop teacher from high school. And I've been out of high school since 1989. And he and I still talk on a regular basis. And so think about this. Our kids are being taught by employees on how to be employees. Even the professors in college that teach business are teaching you in theory. So they're teaching you how to manage someone else's business. They're not teaching you how to run a business. They're teaching you how to manage somebody else's. And so many of them have no real business experience. My economics professor at U of H failed me. And he called me to his office beforehand and told me he was going to fail me. It was too late to drop the class. I mean, I could have dropped it, but he would have still gave me an F anyway. But he called me to his office one day to tell me I challenged him too much. He told me he wanted me to take his class again, and he told me to follow the syllabus and not to challenge him again. And, me, thinking, I'm in college now, I thought I could ask questions on things that didn't make sense, especially since I was paying for college out of my own pocket. And so most of us are operating in one of two modes. Very few are operating outside of these two. We're operating in survival mode or comfort mode. In survival mode, you want to make sure your basic needs are met. In comfort mode, your basic needs are met. You can afford a few of the extras that life has to offer. But if a crisis comes financially, both of these modes are threatened. In comfort mode, the extras go out the window and you're not operating in survival mode. In survival mode, you go into barely existing. When you work a job, you typically know that your income will decrease upon your retirement unless you get another job. But the cost of living keeps rising. We can retire from a skill, which is a job, but we can never retire from our purpose, provided that you find it. Your purpose is within you until you die. With a job, you're preparing to be poor at the end of that career. So why do we keep following that course if the system keeps telling us we're gonna be poor, but inflation keeps increasing the prices? I ate grapefruit. When I got out the hospital, I saw that I'm not a big fan of grapefruit, but when I got out the hospital, I saw grapefruit had a whole lot of benefits. Well, it had me on so many medicine. When I got out, I mean, felt like a drug addict. I mean, I had a tray for the morning and a tray for the evening. And I started seeing the benefits, health benefits that grapefruit provided to actually help deal with some of the issues my body was dealing with. My body was fighting. And it said, don't eat grapefruit or drink grapefruit juice while you're taking these medications. I looked up all the medications. And, it said, don't do it. And that has nothing to do with it. But I'm talking about grapefruit. And the reason I brought up grapefruit because my wife go to the store and she would just buy me the grapefruit in a bag. And you can get about between 10 and 12 grapefruit in a bag for roughly $3.99 when they're on sale. And one day she went to the store. This was after all the craziness started on March 13th. And everything started having a scarcity mentality. That same bag of grapefruit now only had 6 to 7 grapefruit in it for the same $3.99. Now, guess what's going to happen if we ever get back to a sense of normal? They're not going to put 10 to 12 grapefruit in those bags again because now they've conditioned us to accept 6 or 7 for the same price. You know what that's called? That's called inflation. So you don't think these older folks go to work at Walmart and places like that because they lonely, did you? You can't build communities or rebuild older communities without business ownership. That's why we see so much empty land in our black communities. No one wants to build anything of significance there. But why should they? We don't do it, but we expect others to do it. We see churches on almost every corner, which also kills the tax base in the black community. I counted the churches within a 5 square mile radius of my house one day. There were 42 of them. 42. Businesses don't want to have to compete for dollars that the churches are taking. The church is going to win every time because we're so religious, but the community suffers. The poorest communities lack business because their thinking dictates it. Poverty thinking is normally what does our communities in.